give them, they try in their own way, because if, like what you hear from the spokesperson, then go face with boku thing, them challenges, then the financial difficulties, then will tell you, say, for recruit judges, you get for give them, money, even from the lower courts, the magistrates, if you want for recruits them people, and they need boku money. And they're not able to do them without, money where they not get. But you will ask yourself this question. The judiciary itself, there is a lot of money, right, where you go within the court system. Even though I did say the CJ don't try for do so many reforms, but will not even move from one step yet. I can put it that way there. Because for the, prison, or we call it correctional center now, overcrowd that kind of a way there. It be a lot of questions. One, some people indeed they can just carry go matter in a court. Now for them just penalize the person, put on a Pademba road. They abandon the case. They no go can they? That person go did another place they, nobody know they pay attention. Pass the code, they talk about the judicial week, or the judiciary don't take extraordinary time for go look into them cases, or then say presidents, the same way it give a prerogative of mercy. You go see na then and they boku people and they will release them. I'm not facing na then and they will for the wait for. Let we try for do the best. You likely mention where them build Pademba Road. Now for be just few people them, small set of people them. Now we go to that prison day or correctional center. You just see more than thousands of people, right? Cluster in one location. Facilities are not there. Mark you, when the courts they go into recession, the prison they can give an update to the judiciary, the status of the prison, how the correctional center they then gets a whole team where they come for presents the status. Now that side they I see who side the prison officer way they give the updates as to how the prison they even outside the prisoners them they go sit down and do what's called defecation. Now then, could you imagine then black bowl them? Now they did that kind side. Even the food where they cook for them, certain things they are not tasteless. But they give them updates and they. I remember the Supreme one of the judges, is it Justice Evans, where they close the session. They say, but year in, year out, to don't make recommendations for most of them thing in the what's in the issue. So for me, if they take them kind of step, then it's like when the country not get the system who say you go just detain somebody, come out, take you back to the law, you pay penalties. Because
so we don't see a change of name from prison to correctional services.
Yes.
Instead of a change of name, we don't really get a change within the system.
But now they use the true name. Because if you say correctional center, yes, where you go there some modification there, you go see outside the one the way they do training, well, they don't open accounts for certain one the way they know say you did it now for serve your time of sentence. But when you did it, you involve yourself into activities, training and the likes. But could they now way they do them small thing and then gets money in their account so that if they come out, then we'll get what we call startup capital. But as we say, more need to be done. They need to do more so that the name correctional center, because not so for let you go keep somebody. Correctional center mean that person that in bad way, we don't lead them to that prison. If he did it, now for let you reform himself, where you go come out, so that it will be the best person in a society. Not so for where you will come back, it can't turn back another, the cook can see. So man, they boast, I will do you this, I will lay down a jail. I will do you this, I will do this. It means say we need a lot of reforms. Because not so for let you go come back and say, you go do this person this, you go lay down a jail. Then do a lot of psychosocial work within the prison. Training. Tell that person this way you don't care. Not so for let you go back, you can cause havoc or you go become hooligan, right? Or more troublemaker in the streets. If you carry out the next thing, now this. But let it be say counseling, teachings, skill trainings, then give them people so that, when somebody come up from correctional center, he will be the best person alive.
All right, thank you very much. I'll bring inside Melvin. The congestion of the correctional service is a big challenge, but let's look back at the root problem. The fact that we get delay in the proceedings of some certain case, them some man don't they go to court a day in remand for over 5-6 years, and also the way how some judgments that he made, petty offense, they wait until person go pay a fine for the offense, then they will send the person to remand maybe correctional center or so on. All this not contributes to the facts to the problem of congestion with the Get House Center.
Well, firstly, we've established that the jail they full up because of people that commit crime.
Right.
And not to the court or the police in fault for make jail full up. Now, societal and environmental and a long list of factors where they call drivers of crime. And in fighting crime, we're not a criminal scientists or criminologists. But if you do reading, you get several ways for fight crime. You cannot, if you wait for judicial week, you are already reacting to situations. So you get for waiting people that commit the crime. So the judicial week for me is a laudable but a reactionary. And the judiciary alone cannot fight crime. We're at the bottom line conversation. So first we must understand the drivers of crime, things like greed, enemy people that commit, things like poverty, enemy people that commit, things like dissatisfaction, enemy people that commit. Some people believe also things like unemployment, the main person that commits crime, lack of self-control and self-esteem. So you get different schools, you get the more expert opinion there as to waiting and the move crime. But basically, if we know how to extend it and the way people that commit, we know we get it right. And it comes to the issue of people that commit what we call small crime. I don't believe say any crime is a small crime, because for every crime there is a victim to the crime, and that person is not the victim, and they suffer certain past the oneself where they go through punitive action. So in terms of talking about crime, yes, crime, you go say you get major crime, you get minor crimes, but in this case, once not crime. And for things like driving crimes, they're all a crime across the world. You get offenses, they call it offenses.
But some of the offenses they can go to fines.
Sure. And that's why long ago, if you follow the conversation with the judicial sphere, then you talk about the review of the Criminal Procedure Act. Then it'll be a very long process so far. And we hope that they will done that process there, because now they don't want to review the crime, I'm sure crime register, crime definitions, and all of them things. And we need them. And I think so we need for call on, in this case again, also the judiciary and the executive, because now the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, and then go champion that review day. Of course, if we want to talk about the judiciary and issue them, political interference can never be far away. Looking at the appointment of judges, you get two models. Other countries then get a panel where they do selections, but here in Sierra Leone, it's supposed to be the Judicial and Legal Service Commission in consultation with the President. But other consultation they be done. Sierra Leone Constitution not defined. Well, it defines consultation, but the way I define now, I say consultation. If I tell you something, I consult or don't consult you. In this case, it's just passive. It's not active. I mean, from you to you, not you, me to you, and you back to me. Of course, the issue of the bail policy, I don't talk about that. That is a serious one. We see Aya, Ibn Bet, and Mohamed Kamarimba. That's it for the look at if one for say depopulate the prison. But again, I want to say, let me not use depopulation of the prison as an excuse for the people in the run away from justice. So. Because if not, we'll get a crime-ridden nation. If we say because Pademba we don't full up, so man and you do all kind of say, hey, but this and they can pull a legal aid. We for be careful. Because the victims of crime in this country, they boku every day. Talking about petty or major, every day people are the Shinka people. So where would it have to say because Julia don't full up? So that means some man for the common, if we look at the other hand of that. Of course, the populating should not be an excuse for judicial evasion, like I don't say. And like I say again, the judiciary reactionary, look at granting of bail and releases and the good behind the congesting the prison. And of course, what it means for justice. But of course, like I say, when you talk about justice, you talk about the victims, and you talk about perpetrators. So in as much as yeah, we look at the talk about more on the perpetrators' rights or so-called convicts' rights, we will not forever forget the victim in rights. And if you look at TIC reports, we get a classic case then they where they talk about waiting for due for the victims of the war, waiting for due to the perpetrators of the war. Unfortunately, Sierra Leone is so monofocal. Most time we prefer for protect perpetrators than victims. Most of the policies and programs, if you can't pay rape now how for punish the convicts of the rape, rather than for we look at how for rehabilitate the how they rape. And so we need to get that balance there in we judicial and legal processes so that we get a fine balance between the convict's rights and that of the victim's rights.
All right, thank you very much. I'll move further to another story. The Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority has revealed they are embarking on a massive identification of electricity irregularities and also implementation of rapid response operation to curb electricity irregularities relating to illegal abstraction, unmerited supply, and faulty meters, among other things. This is coming after the authority apprehended 2 persons who were involved in illegal sales and tampering, and also discovered activities of illegal abstraction at IMAT community. According to the communication manager, Sanepo, the act is illegal and a deterrent to revenue generation, and no stone will be left unturned in the operation. Samuel Tonisoya filing this report.
Revenue collection is one major focus in the business of electricity distribution and supply. However, according to communications manager at EDSA, illegal activities keeps impeding the process of revenue collection. In a press statement issued by Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority, the authority says it has conducted a raid in some areas within Freetown and have apprehended some culprits who have engaged in illegal sales and tampering of meters. The authority also disclosed some form of electrical abstraction at IMAT community. With such an act, the authority says it is embarking on a raid operations to address electricity irregularities. Sanepo also says, based on investigation, the authority learned that the actors have a cartel which facilitates such act.
This has been the problem or the challenge faced by the sector. Several persons have been found engaged, and we, based on our intelligence and our parades, we'll also be discovering that several people are stealing electricity and not paying for it, and that has been disturbing the authorities' ability in generating the much needed revenue to sustain and optimize its operations. We have our guys now on the field checking meters, checking poles, checking connectivity to ensure that customers are appropriately and accordingly connected on the grid without being engaged in illegal abstraction of electricity.
Sanepo further says the authority is calling on everyone who is experiencing any form of electrical issue to report at their office for prompt adjustment.
That is why we have issued out the press release to inform our customers to say, if you know you are engaged in illegal abstraction, if you know you have unmetered supply, if you know you have tampered meters, if you know you have burnt producing meters, if you know you are also connected in other on other sources of getting electricity without paying for it, it is time for you now to report yourself to EDSA so that you can rectify it. It's a massive work, and it's a massive investigation we've embarked on, and we are not going to leave no stone untouched.
The operations will take effect immediately, and the authority says it is encouraging all defaulters to report at their office and that investigations on the apprehended persons are ongoing. Samuel Tony Sawyer, AYV News, Freetown.
Well, plenty thank you to Samuel Tony Sawyer for that report today. We'll start with you, Melvin. This is not the first time we see EDSA back on an operation of electricity theft and also illegal connections around the city. They do this operation for the past years, but yet still the problem still continue. Who said that they miss her wrong? Who said they get all this thing wrong? Because the issue of electricity is very much challenging in the country. And this they come at a time also we see EDSA they propose, well, I made for understand say they already accept the Water Regulation Commission, so they accept the increments in tariff for EDSA and so.
without due engagement with the public. All of the people, with the Shinka people, where they buy 50,000 and give them 27 units, you buy 100 you get 30 something units. So now, the body responsible for safeguard the interests of the public, they go ahead without no further engagement and consultation with the public, without even explaining what is informing this. This is the thing we talk about, where people are one for one government or one for one state institutions, like how they run them personal homes. This is not what governance is about. You want to take such kind of consequential decision, you engage. So, no look at the issue here. I can face now we really no more. They will fumble away. They na the slum area. They no more. They are now because the place can choke. 1 meter can serve them 10-50 years. But why I matter shock? Because my own impression for as a free boy when they say I matter by right na affluent area. You like it or not? You like somebody they say the impression we get. We the I matter. You are sufficient. You are well off. So if well, in my opinion, the brother themselves within an IMAT, I make it for be fine, let them come on and do, then the people that were involved, who's there. Because I don't know if it's one minister in who's, or one director in who's, you know, or one big, you know. So if I'm for name and shame, let's not forget again saying an allegation so far, and it's serious. But again, for keep a fine balance in the conversation, let me not try for create a picture saying that the one with the thief lights and make blackouts. Is that the case? So when people like in presenting and what is the magnitude of electricity abstraction or theft? How commensurate it be with regards to the generation? So there are people not can find way for car, you know, and some people can get and they way with the big thing they show the balance and go to the small thing. So by the time you see the big thing, you don't forget. So the bottom line here is we still get challenged in the electricity sector. So if that one of the challenges is fine, but what is the biggest challenge in electricity? Na theft, na generation, na transmission, na capacity. So that I think say for me are the big issue. Of course, the one when they thief like not today. So you have the one that we don't catch together, they wait to not happy with them. Because if you set example by some man go afraid. The see this radio, well, we don't see what they see the radio, we hope it will be sustained. But I don't feel say also with modern technology, you need to go read possible with the thief lights. Technology don't make it so possible now that you only need for kind of scan the area. So I will encourage them for add the technology, the system. Where in from office. If you know say Melvin in Osway Idena, let's say Kent, they tamper. If we forget the network for we get technological safeguard infrastructures for tell you about tampering. I know say I get a scanning device. But they need for do more. They don't need for wait to pass it on flight. You need for detector once it's been tampered with from the onset. So I think say technology need for help there. And they mention cartel. If you mention cartel, now serious allegation and they other than that, this cartel. Now ordinary people are like we not novice by electricity, electrician business. Of course not. Now people always get idea about the business where they run the reggae and they cut and join. So when you see a cartel, that man we talking a cartel, you need for tell me more. We don't have the suspect and this cartel and how the man you know say na cartel. They talk about sustainable, optimal and electricity supply. Now I know we only pray for, but why would they get some? Now because they tip the lights, then they can explain give me. Of course, cost of meter, we see how it go up. Nobody in this country knows that issue there. It just go up. The people in the ban, I think around 800. One month you just grab, you go 1 something. Nobody not talk. But we can for let them increase tariff, people that they can talk. We see the tariff back. They talk and now say the tariff, they want to send and go up. They want to send and go up. They not take consideration of the economic situation. They not take consideration of how people and how sufferation Boku, you want to ace tariff up. Wait to make. EDSA now, we don't know say now, EDSA now then, and at the end of the set, now the only interest that they serve. Because if you get sorry at, fear there now, they bombard people, other issues than they.
But maybe not they get a strong justification that they use fuel.
Let them count
just fuel commodity, then they go up, and they get for use fuel for provide this service of people, and they say they think I say it affects their job.
I think say I mean that argument is for me easy for be countered. You can only mount such an argument so you don't can tell me first how you compute the money into units clearly. That now one. How you reach at the justification for getting the numbers then you go for convince me say well the money then they way them don't compute is small or iboku. But you not do that, you can't tell me say me expenditure, you not be envisage that. And let me not forget, EDSA is not a private institution. It's a state institution. So then you can begin talk to me like for say then one corporate company we come on Saudi Arabia or no, this is a government institution. Government gets a lot of resources to the pump. So for them can now they can talk say the cost that they run at then it gets more extent the cost higher than the income. What are the economists every day? What are the financial experts every day? How comes they not able to keep them books right? Is it that the problem in fact goes beyond the technical? So for me, where the institution they can talk because they provide basic social services where government they exist for. And now if you can say you want is price, well, we hope they will convince we enough. And of course, response time, people they meet the complaints they meet at the pool. For them go make it, they take time. So some manner will be you need lights. So it go bypass. But then for tell them for bypass, you know they help the country because the country they lost money. And of course, there's a massive investigation, no stone unturned. For me, if I get believe in that, when I show you the host address, maybe the thief lights and IMAX, when I report we get the host and tap the.
All right, let's bring in Kind Solomon.
Yeah.
What kind impact is they get on the electricity sector, the electricity and also abstraction where EDSA say they currently fight against?
For me, I will start with the word use a cartel. And that layman they don't yonder, we don't know nothing about electricity or how even for connect, 1-2 cable to the other one, negative and positive. That cartel they now also come out because now the way they inside the system, now then they do all the cartel work, right? Now they know exactly which meter faulty or which meter for go take. Now this country they see they get you meter. Other man they use the same meter number. They don't do that one day. Me we sit down and my meter bigger waiting and call. Pass way I go day. Not knowing they don't give other person. Pass where I go then at the system. Hey, for waiting. Because I'll not be there for a while. Why that for happen? Now I don't know why they say that kind of thing and they. But like we they say, I think say then for improve on the technology. Who say, but every month people they buy top up. You will know this person say, and then they buy top up from this month to this month, and you get all the data. If my memory will tell me correct, for which I not say them forget them. All meter in this country. That's who
supposed to register.
They register them. Yeah. So for me, how you go know, or how you know for no say that meter we connected to IMAT. For the past 2-3 months, and then they buy it top up. If for they know the interest in it, because the moment suppose they go buy, the system don't accept, what's they don't go put inside. Well, they go let them not use this as a yardstick. This for be a kind of technological issue where they within them. Where for me I was in a negligence on their parts. In the area of increase in tariff, I think they don't say either one day. Then say they don't consult the electricity or water resources of whatever commission where they don't already sit down and negotiate say then for increase. I remember the other day the spokesperson Sanepo they talk say due to the dollarization, the forex, because na foreign money that they use for bringing materials and for which then they will not go deny them. Na fact. But again, if that the one tag we to, let them they come out to the public, as they say regularly for the talk to people and understand the issues. Light not cheap in any form. That's the law no item per we save. The one way that the utility one self for they use the expensive. Electricity not a cheap thing. Very capitally intensive. Well, for me, I would advise for me that they do their work. And make them they monitor the system, let them get a data as to how many meters and they out. If they go give say that it creates areas them. We all know say electricity don't really go. They don't because the city they expand. Areas in the way they not be get. Now they need transformer, they need equipment. For the other areas, they forget some money. So if they talk about, increase in tariff, we all know say electricity not cheap, but let them make sure say the public is aware and waiting the people they pay for, may they get some. One of the things where they lead to them thief and they because the meter itself, we pay what we call electricity charges every month.
And charges
right?
may not look like stable because everyone say buy in a different.
No, well, you get the commercial, you get commercial meter, you get private meter. The commercial meter in tariff, it look increased before because I get one commercial meter, then they charge now like 14 point something leons. Now it don't increase to 15 to 16. That
me not even understand the calculation.
Well,
that's different thing.
We're in a private meter, you get. Well, not the question that one day now
so
we
ask. Do the calculation.
So that calculation, if increase don't go up, let we know say it don't go up and the service charge don't go up. But I emphasize on the service charge. When people can get issue with the meters, well, for you call them people here for come. My money they pay back. Now you go come back, you buy. Even if you connection gets corrosion, now then for can clear that thing there. But now you they come back, go with and come, transportation and the like because you need them, right? We don't put it up now you meter.
Obviously.
Then do the needful. So for me, let them step up the game. We all get for pay for service, but let them speak to we as to how we for pay the service and the service what they pay for make it be deliverable.
All right, let's move over to another story. The Director of Defense, Public Relations and Information at the Ministry of Defense, Colonel Issa Bangura, has disclosed that a board of inquiry has been constituted to ascertain the action of RSLFA personnel that killed Fode Aliyu, known as Big Fish, on the 21st of September this year in Freetown. The inquiry is to ascertain if the RSLFA personnel actions was done under national safety or acted within the code of conduct of the military. Here is a story compiled by Mohamed Lamin Banya and read by Elizabeth Momo in the studio.
September 21st this year, in the afternoon hours at Lightfoot Boston Street in Freetown, Fode Aliyu, known as Big Fish, a notorious armed robber and violent thug, according to police, was shot dead by RSLF personnel after exchanging fire. Big Fish was said to have snatched the rifle of a female police officer that was deployed at United Bank of Africa at Charlotte Street in Freetown before he was killed. While giving update on RSLF involvement on the incident, Director of Defense, Public Relations and Information at the Ministry of Defense, Colonel Issa Bangura said, self-defense is the first line of action a person, including security personnel, will take into consideration during crises, adding that information with regards findings and recommendations on the incident will be provided after the investigation will have concluded.
For an incident like this would happen normally in the country, the armed forces, they always constitute a board of inquiry for determining whether the soldier, the action of the soldier, whether it is in line with national safety or on personal safety. And as I talk to you now, the board of inquiry, they don't constitute them. We will sit down and look into circumstances which surround the loss of life of a brother of this nation.
Speaking on the current state of security in the country since the Fode Aliyu incident, Head of Media Sheridan Police, ACP Ibrahim Kamara, notes that the country is peaceful and things are back to normalcy. And while giving recap of the incident, he says,
one fellow we call Fode Aliyu, and we call him Big Fish as well. Now somebody we consider for being bad baba, and he don't turn party the way not correct. And we approach and take when he jog one rifle for one policeman, we in our OSD, we be deployed in Charlotte Street, and then they start for fire at random. We make all kind of efforts, other people, even if they do take the gun from, for try for Bellam and for coax and for they will return or they drop the weapon, or they stop for do what they do because it's not correct. And the action is very dangerous. In not time, you continue for fire like somebody will get fire in competition. And so Why she come like to go to the street, one soldier man be there for confront him. Himself took to him for the weapon. But that one did not be for a good days. So now that 10 day, this full day, because waiting me they or waiting me they do, that way the law not agree for, and that way they put the public into harm's way. The policeman, the soldier man will immediately decide now say, well, we get the law, and the law day, and if it's law day now for the power. So we get for try for neutralizer. But basically, he shoot up and the end of that.
Elizabeth Momo, AYV News, Freetown.
Plenty thank you to Mama Lami Banyo put together that story and where Elizabeth Momo give voice. I will start with Tim Melvin. The institution of an inquiry into this incident, is that something you expect?
Well, I think one of you had the question and I still, I'm still perplexed as to why in this case we get inquiry where we don't get several other cases before this one, we involving persons in the security sector shooting and killing people. In fact, in other cases, armless people, and there are no inquiries mounted or commissioned. So why this case? And for me, we will be very careful as to why this case. The first, the rationale, listening from the security experts, the rationale is they are now trying to adjudge or they want to find out whether the security in action justifiable or not. Well, me not a security expert too. I don't want to be soldier man, I don't want to be policeman, I don't want to work on the security sector. But one thing where I know that in what they call rules of engagement, if person hold gun, he shoots you, you get right for shoot back. So let's first establish whether the deceased been first get gun, one, he been shoot, two, then follow we begin for even attempt for till to mind whether it was that action by that soldier man was justifiable. For me, let me first state this: big fish na be my neighbor na New England bill. I sabi am very well. I know in relatives them all very well. And one thing I'm not afraid for talking here, of late, me not a psychologist, so me not a mental expert, so I will tell you say mentally of late, the big fish will be in Sabina, New England, not that big fish day. Waiting responsible for that? Well, the one way are experts in mental health, they therefore look into that. But whether that action of that soldier man was justifiable, because in Latin America, we don't see other continents where you go on knife attack, just knife, where you stab, where you attempt for stab people, then you neutralize you, when I kill. Let's talk about somebody holding a gun. So I don't even know what's in this investigation. Well, if I'm opening an investigation, all the way security forces don't kill. If not, there is something demotivating in this.
And according to the two, as they look at national safety and also if it acts within the code of conduct of the military.
Me not an expert for national safety. Because if that mandate for the begin fire, what for be the talking now? Within the code of conduct. Well, that for them now. Well, if we don't care about to court martial, let me tell the military, the public have support that soldier mandate. Because on the immediate, why they will not see publicly support security forces like that incident day. So if we not say we don't have a court martial or investigator, let me just say this from the onset. Yes, other people and they will want to about human rights and the rule of law, but in that situation, I think that soldier man acted correctly. Let me be realistic. When you watch international news, America every day, you know, Chris. Israel will they be, other countries they be. So why you want for now? So they go create so with this. Other soldier man to my go see them the same person. He go free. They say, hey, let no can go put me under inquiry. So for the public interest, me I don't monitor the story. On the aftermath, gauge public opinion. We are journalists there. Everybody commend the action of the soldier man. Why make? If you say some people are fool, because that man will just turn and so forth at the building. You know what's man? If we just point out upset that new building. Let's be realistic. Or it's not another safe call. Or even turn inside the bank. And so for the talk. So why we want for begin victimize people when they do their work? When other people they abuse them gun, then they left the past free one. Or waiting now because they're big fish. No, this country for me for everybody. If that's what German don't act in my opinion, national security. Because that one woman they for people to kill past almost magazine day. Then they can't tell me back. Almost bullet inside that one house day. You know what people for me don't die? If for me don't kill people there. Now so for me to talk. Although say if I don't want to go down with all these justice, that's so the case of Bimbi. Don't be realistic. When people do good, let's try for waiting self there. If big bishop don't kill people there. Now so for me to talk. So now the social man.
Is it not the fact that in life also we go make?
Bobo, we are. If na me one day life, we go make 10 or 20 life go. It's just common sense. It's called the rules of engagement. But let me be realistic. Let not be telling say we get sacred cows in this country. We don't see that they begin kill soldier man or policeman and begin shoot and kill. Why not? Because of this one grain case. Why not? Because of big fish. Where the man first of all was it right for let it be some person we all gone? If no other person for be do am, na so for be the talk. Or in case that man for be go on a shooting spree, na so for be the talk. Right, we want to see. Let them make. I wish I would make the investigation public. Let we go get information. Let we know. Let we see what the question they ask. Who are the one on the panel? What are the question they ask? What are the parameters we use? What is in national interest? What is in the code? Oh, so if I be go fire the man 9 foot, okay, let's say assume now say okay, then say so at the end of if I don't fire 9 foot, you fire 9 foot where your wound and first only your weapon. If you say it become more deadly. But this is not common sense. We all this country like let the left them in the ASU. If they want to investigate big fish in shooting, all they want to don't shoot this BNC. Don't just not go fast by the election. Let them investigate. Let them investigate all the people in there.
All right, let's bring in inside Solomon. What do they look forward to from this investigation, this inquiry?
I will let Melvin put here done. You see, the military is different from the other wing of the security sector. We will call it the OSD sector, right? Or the police wing. The military in one kind of institution where they govern by law and they strictly can go by the code of conduct as Iyeri within the colonel explain. One, they look at public safety and the national safety and the code of conduct if followed properly. Now, me we Sidoya always I can say, me na human rights defender. For every loss of life, we know the gladly over them, not put on that way there. So I want to say condolences to the bereaved family because they don't beg the late big fish. But the incidents will occur, right? Now, for me on sources, and that day we didn't come up beg, I be there within a certain side. We one and a relative. We sit down. I be fortunate for talk with them. Close relative. I know we call disclose the name, but I close relative. We know much. This big fish, like we my brother mentioned, I just know. I even blame them as family. When I not say this man don't get mentally ill, they don't create one havoc. Also, he take cutlass, a threaten within the court system for go state host. He use jihadist word where we see it be offensive. I mean, that word it be offensive for we own other people themselves. Where they use Allahu Akbar in another word using threats with cutlass. Then be able for Olam. Now within a period, I think the main for discover say they don't get some mental distraction. Wait till I be tell them. They say they take in medication, but I think we don't reach them. They forget about a medication. The moment he forgets about them, they go mad. Why una left this person may go mad? Una no say una don't know in health condition, right? Una left and then cannot with it. Well, the argument therein, na mawe no the hearing word, a trangaise, then kind of stuff then they. But may his soul rest in peace, right? Let God forgive him for the wrongdoing. All we can say on the inquiry on the military aspect, military na so they can do. When once, even between, let we say, we're in the war situation, right? So say you see,
But the issue here is consistency.
Consistency. I the talk say the military different from the other arm of security. Now that I want to make you understand. The military, if you do any havoc, they set up a tribunal or then they inquire what you do. If you correct, they come back to the public.
Investigate them.
They can.
Now
then be investigator. The investigator, nothing say preview to the investigation.
The outcome.
Then the investigator one day, right? But now we deal with this one. This one, the one for no, because you see the civilian the whole way they jubilate for the military man wey save lives and property that day. Just like where he put am. If big fish be take that gun, if facing, let's say face Gloucester Street for claim up, go bust na Sheikh Stephen Street. I think even the police headquarters said, because when it be the camp, the first OSD then will be the come around, then feel threats. Are they not being the military man with his braveness? He come and he mark you, he use the military term. Even if now what you do, Allah not forgets that side. If the enemy come, he surrender, you don't get need for firearm as a military person. Now I make when somebody they in distance, like what he do so. He halts a man. He say halt. Who comes there? Are you a friend or enemy? Right? You able for tell that person the military man say, I am this, I am that. Like that day, well, by which we drop the gun because that's civilian. But he refused. And wait till we see, they send a threat to even the man will go when the military man for go see the situation. So then it shoots and fall. Right? For me, the investigation, now for let we call that man as hero. I think so that for come out. Nothing else, but now so the soldier they behave.
All right, not just want to.
No, now so they go behave. Now so the soldier they do. That man, no, no, free. That man, now so they go do, and they want for know if whether he do the work appropriately or not. Now for the young area, now so the ministry can do.
Not just one.
Thank you. That's a recommendation.
This one from Fode Mustafa to say there should be a way to punish people without incarceration. Fines and community service is a way to free up space in saloon. If all protesters are loitering, accused are released today or punished in another way, there will be no problem of overcrowding. EDSA is incapable of handling our energy needs. I inquired to pay for someone after hearing on Radio Democracy that he has been sentenced to years for the theft of a mobile phone costing 1.5 million. Just 2 months after salary will make him useful in society. I sent a message twice to the judiciary to pay, but never got a response. That individual should never be jailed, wasting his life for such an amount. I don't know where the judges got their educations from. The action of the young soldier was justifiable. Molai Woebo is saying, I think the police is wrong to brand the diseased big fish to be harm, robber, and criminal, because only the courts of law have the power to say so. If you have been convicted by the court, and if he was a criminal, why the police allowed him to roam freely around? And for the investigation, one may wonder why the presidential guards are yet to be investigated for their conduct. Abdullahi, here they say police in Australia have shot and killed many people for threatening police with knife. The military officer had to be compensated for saving lives and properties during that period. Fode Mustafa again is saying this show how selective justice is serving Sierra Leone. The slain person might be connected to the system. This is simply the duty of the government to secure lives of citizens. This should have been applied to all the shootings that happened in the country over the years. Government knows its responsibility, but always will choose when to apply it. This is a government problem in Salone. You are definitely right, my brother. The soldier really tried, because if Big Fish should have killed a soldier, what will we say? My deepest condolences to the family of Big Fish, but also the officer has a great responsibility to ensure that lives and properties are protected. Worry Boy is also saying, what's the action of the military? What's the action of the military against the presidential guard, or are they a sacred cow? What about the killing of Samson and the police killed without doing anything? Forget about how he did talk, calculate with. Okay, let's get Boku message. Free in just in 1 minute, not just respond to the message and close the show. I'll start with you, Melvin.
Salona, we all get some. When people do good, let we appreciate them. Because we don't see a lot of bad we don't happen over time. This is not a political issue. This don't run in the veins of previous and current governments. So that officer, do you have to his superiors then? If you don't do bad self, do you with the public, made it lead the campaign. Say do you have that Monday, we feel say not do bad. Even if una minute code of conduct say, I hear other people that talk say, we person turn him back, you know, for a shooter. Well, una count the full video because even the video in a public is seemingly an edited video. No video, not even see where actual action they take place. So we don't watch the full video. First, we go for corrobate. Here the soldier man, them been talk, waiting and talk. Now to say he been shoot the soldier man as many people in the account. And that panel there, you don't need for put minutes, but no need for waste time. The actions was very the public supporter and salon people and only but people only support something as salon for Nazi. So the other soldier man, if you not take any deal with her, to my other Christmas passively, not in the case of big fish now, because na doctor will say craze or not craze. Other like how we see in America, in fact, waiting at the excuse they put them sense lawyer that they do now. Where one man go and shoot, let's say 4, 5, 7, 10 people. Where the crime wanna court, waiting and lawyer they go do, they go argue under mental insanity. Now I don't work out in a salon. What if, like what that person say, what if the soldier man for the shoot?
That's it.
How for be the talker? Yeah. So that's soldier man they don't promote them because if we not take the handle that soldier man in case, other soldier man and policeman there, then we forget for act for certain thing they be. So you can say, hey, let not go act Jesus and say the person where they go act, it get higher powers. No, that's also salon for one. Right. So the family, of course, we get a lesson for learn that if you get family will not feel okay, make sure that you always the monitor and movement. And of course, to be young man there. Certain money in this world where God give you get for no way you do it. Because money, like you say, is sweet. But when you don't use for it and boku and you don't get it, that is frustrating and natural cause of depression. So let me understand that. Low the drag, manage you small till you get a manager well. Yeah, that's what
for me, I think say the on the big fish side, all the advice I will give to whoever don't find himself in that kind of situation, let me advise we musicians there because this gangster is in Northern Sierra Leone. If you don't live in America, you don't see outside the shoot gun. Yeah, we'll not get that kind of culture there. So let them deviate from that. Let them, come out from that gang. Because this don't take away a start. Not until today. The same big fish, you hear with the LAJ and the others. Now beach, we get firing. But thank God now, then click business, then thing and the law don't surmount them. Now, advice, please. Sierra Leone not sound like them kind other states. In other West or the Western world, wait me see, you can't threaten the cop. Then call on the cop. You don't threaten the cop. Even if policeman tell you say halt, who say tell you say halt, put your hand up. The moment you pass your hand then they want you for that one day. So that's let me begin understand the rules of the game. Right. So for me, we they say the life we go, let we all say sorry and condolences to them family day. But let everybody, you and a musician, not take that gangsterism as alone. Okay. Will not get her again. This is a warning. You where they don't they insinuate issue. This don't just tell you say the securities and they alert at every time.
There is a framing in the quotes on the reports. I think it's very important. Where I think the reporter they say according to what the police then describe as a notorious armed robber and criminal. I think the police get a duty for can clarify that statement. Then they come with cases where courts don't convict big fish of armed robbery. I don't say of other forms of crimes.
No, this way related to this. I think they relate to this. The moment you don't take gun. Right, you don't become.
No, the police cannot be a judge in their own court.
But no, that's what they thought. That's for the court. Even though it's not taken to the court, but the instances prevail. That's what they spoke on.
When there's an allegation still, an alleged robber and criminal, if that's the case.
No, it took a gun.
Well, many
and when it took a gun, it's for an action.
Many times to
that's the man they get combo. My hero and
no, but I don't know that many times to get some civil society activists and also Melville joined me today at the show. Well, viewers, you don't watch, we can review. We come to AYV television on channel 33. Many thanks to my producer, Mwamela Mimbanya, and also to the production team. We put together this show. Me we come with the show to you. My name is Nagonal Juma. We'll meet again next week. Plenty thank you and tata and get a wonderful weekend.